Hi, this is Dr. Theo Tsaousides. I'm a neuropsychologist and a researcher, a clinician, and for many years I've worked at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in New York. And I'd like to share a little bit of what's going on at these very weird times that we're living through. That these are times when a lot of us are going to experience a huge range of emotions. Emotions that range from frustration, confusion, anxiety, worry, fear, sometimes even anger and resentment. Why is this happening? Why is this happening now? And we don't really know what to do with all these emotions. So, my experience is from having done worked many years with people with brain injuries at Mount Sinai and having developed a lot of interventions and done a lot of research on helping people how to manage their emotions better. We have come up with a few strategies to share with you today, some tips just to help you navigate this very, very confusing time for all of us and to not let the emotions take over and make the situation even more miserable than it already is. So, what are some things that you can do? What are some things that you need to do to get through this period more easily? First, remind yourself that it is okay to have these emotions. These are very weird times that we're living through, and any kind of emotion you have, it's normal and it's okay to have. Uh, Probably most of us have not lived through this kind of situation before, so allowing ourselves to experience what we experience and not feeling bad or guilty or weird that we're feeling this way is okay. So remind yourself it's okay, it's normal to feel this way. Another tip is to stay connected. I'm pretty sure you're not the only person in the world who's feeling scared right now, or worried, or anxious, or helpless. So staying connected, reaching out to others is very important. And while we are all confined in our homes in certain parts of the country, there are so many ways. And luckily, we live in an era where technology allows us to reach out to people, to friends, and do video calls and have lunch together on video. Do so many things that we couldn't do. Imagine if this had happened 30 years ago and we would be confined on the phone and the lines would be overloaded and nobody could reach anybody. So let's take advantage of that and stay connected. Another tip that will help you really, and I experience it myself a lot, is to distract yourself. It is very easy to get inundated in the information that is available, what is going on, the health status of our people, the risks, the predictions, the epidemiology, what's happening all over the world, what's going to happen here. And while consuming some of that information is helpful because we need to be prepared and plan and understand why these measures are important to protect our health, it can also be overwhelming. And it's important to find a time and take a break, to tune out. Take some time and do something that doesn't feel like you're reading or learning about the coronavirus. For example, think about projects that you have at home that you always wanted to carry out but never had the time. Or think about a book that you always wanted to read, a hobby that you wanted to pick up. Take a coloring book and just start coloring. I took a walk outside this morning, of course, keeping my social distance from people. And just for a few minutes, it felt like life had, life was normal. You know, the sun was shining, the air was crisp, the birds were chirping, and just that 2 minutes of normalcy, it felt good. It replenished my batteries for what the rest of the day was going to be like. So tune out when you can. Another very important tip is to continue to take care of your body. This is something that is very foundational for good emotional management. So just because things can get crazy, we still need to focus on getting a good night's sleep, eating well, hydrating well more than ever now, because we need to keep our bodies healthy and able to fight any kind of not just the viruses outside, but any kind of problems that the anxiety can cause as well. So continue to do those things that you think are good for your health. And one of the things that I find is that exercise, of course, is not hard, but we have to be creative. We have to find ways to continue doing some form of exercise movement. And there are plenty of videos or apps that you can download on your phone or your tablet that will guide you through easy workouts, whether it's just a simple stretching workout or some meditation workout, relaxation workout. It's important to do these, and they can be done in a very confined space. I am in a New York City apartment, so that's a pretty confined space by nature. So we have to be creative and continue to take care of our bodies. And the last thing I wanted to share with you as good practice for staying emotionally well right now is to practice patience. And by that, I mean, we have to focus on the here and now. We have to focus on what's in front of us and not worry about what's going to happen next week, what's going to happen next month. Nobody really can tell us that. We can be prepared. We can be resilient, we can be flexible in terms of new things that will come up, but we also have to just stay focused on what we can control, what's under our influence right now. Is the next step that I need to take to make a meal? Then I'll focus on that. I'll make a meal and I'll make it the best meal I can. It's the next thing that I need to do to make a phone call to schedule an appointment, and that's what I will do. Is the next thing that I need to do to work on my taxes, then that's what I will do, because that's something I have control over. It's right in front of me, and that's going to take away from this emotional tension that the situation at large is causing all of us. So these are some tips. I'm just going to go over them again for you. Remind yourself that it's okay to have these feelings. Stay connected as much as you can with other people. Don't go through this alone. Tune out. Don't just inundate yourself with information about this problem. Take care of your body and practice patience. That way you can stay emotionally well and go through this and other tough situations as smoothly and as unaffected as possible. Be well, be safe, and be sane. Take care.